I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. And let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
Hi, my name's Terry. I'm one of the rangers at Andersonville National Historic Site, and I'm standing in the Memorial Courtyard at the National Prisoner of War Museum. We're here today to continue our series commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge, along with our partners at Eisenhower National Historic Site. So, in the Battle of the Bulge, the German strategy is relying on two factors, one being speed and the other one is surprise. Their goal is to split the Allied forces in half and reach the port city at Antwerp. Now on December 17th, the 1st SS Panzer Division under a man named Joachim Peiper, they surprised the 285th Field Artillery Observation Battalion near the city of Malmedy. And a battle ensues, and eventually the Americans realized that they were going to have to surrender. At that point, the Germans march about 115 U.S. soldiers into a field. They line them up. Now, the details at this point become a little bit fuzzy. There's a lot of debate about what happened next. Now, remember that the Germans, again, are worried about speed in this particular battle, and Peiper himself was not wanting to take prisoners and have to deal with them. Now, whether the Americans tried to escape at this point or Peiper actually gave them a direct order, the German soldiers opened fire on the unarmed American prisoners. Not only did they open fire and kill them, after their initial firing, German soldiers walk through the field there, kicking bodies. Anyone who cries out, anyone who moves, they shoot directly at point-blank range. About 84 men are killed during what became known as the Malmedy Massacre. Those American soldiers, a few of them did actually escape from this incident. They make it back to Allied lines, reporting what had happened there, and at that point the American soldiers who were fighting in the battle realized that a lot of German units, particularly SS, are not going to take soldiers during this. So the fighting greatly intensifies, knowing that if you're captured, you might be automatically killed. On the same day, December 17th, later that day, again, the 1st SS Panzer Division surprises another group of American soldiers. This time it's the 333rd Field Artillery Division. Now this particular division was all African American. Again, a fight ensues, and as the Americans are losing, they feel like they're about to be captured. 11 of them actually make their escape and run away from the battle, trying to make it back to Allied lines. But again, you've got these African American soldiers, 11 of them, running through the forest, snow. They do realize that they are completely surrounded by German soldiers at this point. They make their way to the small town of Wereth, and a family called the Langer family actually lets them come in. They let them come in, they feed them, sit them down, make them warm, and all of those things. About an hour after these 11 African American soldiers are welcomed in by the Langer family, there's a knock at the door. When they open it, it's the SS, the same group, 1st SS Panzer Division. They had been informed by a German sympathizing neighbor of the Langers that these American soldiers were there. So the SS men, again, the same way that they do at Malmedy, they march the American soldiers into a field and line them up. Now here is a little bit different. Instead of just automatically shooting them, sadly they do, these German soldiers do actually torture most of these 11 before they kill them. Skulls were later found to be crushed in, fingers cut off, and just terrible things happened at that day. These 11 soldiers become known as the Wereth 11. After the war, the survivors of the Malmedy Massacre returned and placed a large cross up at the site of where the massacre occurred. Later on, the official memorial was put up. And you can see in the picture the dark stones on the wall actually have the names etched into them of the victims, the 84 victims of the Malmedy Massacre. And then during the Nuremberg trials in 1946 and 47, a lot of nations have separate trials for specific war crimes that had happened during the war. The United States holds theirs at Dachau, the former concentration camp. Part of the Dachau trials is the Malmedy Massacre trial that is held, and they're accusing 74 SS men during this trial. The picture that you see here is a picture of 74 of them, some of them sitting here on the front row. In the center of the picture is Piper himself. Now, all 74 of these men are convicted. Some of them are sentenced to be hanged, and some of them are sentenced to life in prison. For a lot of reasons, none of those sentences were actually carried out. After the war for the Wereth 11 and the atrocity that happened there, the story's a little bit different. The United States government does launch an investigation. It lasts 2 years and is finally concluded with no trial, no convictions, no charges being filed. They said that the findings were inconclusive. 50 years later, Herman Langer is the son of the farmer who actually took them in. In 1994, he finally got enough support and enough money up. He placed a cross made out of stone as a monument to the victims of the Wereth tragedy. Some pieces of the cross are actually made from pieces of the gravestones of his own family. It wasn't until 2004 that the official monument and memorial was put up for the Wereth 11, and it is also in tribute to all the soldiers who fought in segregated units during World War II. Finally, in 2017, the U.S. government officially recognized the atrocity that happened at Wereth as a war crime, but it wasn't until 2017. Now, many of the bodies from the Malmedy Massacre and the Wereth, some of them were sent home back to the United States to be reinterred with their families or national cemeteries in the United States, but several of them are still interred at the cemetery in Belgium, the Henri Chapelle National Cemetery there.